guys, it's Kelsey here again, and we're still discussing Gone Girl. So, this is a question about Amy. Amy's background is, there's a lot to it. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how to word this question, but basically I just want to talk about Amy for a minute. Her parents wrote books about Amy, and she had mentioned that whenever she decided to give up the violin in the next Amazing Amy book, Amy was a concert violinist or whatever, and so it always felt like no matter what Amy did in real life, Amazing Amy was even more perfect and even better, and she was just such a perfectionist, and the real Amy could never live up to that standard. And she also mentions her mother having multiple miscarriages, and so Amy was like the only baby that lived and grew up and thrived. And so both of those kind of set up Amy's childhood and the way she was. Do you think that she was born as this kind of, I don't know, like a psychopathic person? Do you think she was born that way? Or do you think her childhood like molded her and helped create her into this person that felt like she had to be perfectionist, had to always be acting, had to always be, I don't know how to word it exactly. Do you think she was molded into this person, or was she just born this way? And I'm kind of split on that fact. I feel like a lot of people feel like their parents are the worst parents in the world, whenever their parents are actually pretty good from an outsider's perspective. And of course, every childhood has its moments. But with Amy, you get to see how she perceived her childhood and how her childhood played out for the world through the Amazing Amy books, basically. But I feel like Amy was born with something wrong with her. I'm just going to go out there and say it. I felt like as devious as she was written, that there's no way, I just felt like there's something wrong in her brain, that she was kind of like antisocial or something. But at the same time, I felt some sympathy for Amy. I honestly did. Just a smidge though. I felt like there was that one line where she talked about how she was always acting, and that of course she was upset when Nick didn't show up to drinks with her friends, but she didn't want to be that person. She didn't want to be the naggy wife. And like the night that she met Nick, she was playing the cool girl. So I felt kind of bad for her, that she felt like she always had to act and always had to not be herself. And I think there's a small part of me that could relate to that. I know in different situations you act differently. If you're around your boss, you act differently than if you're with your friends or with your spouse or with your parents or with your child. So I think to a certain extent, everybody puts a little bit of their personality on hold, depending on who they're with. But to do that in every situation, I just thought that was really sad that she felt like she had to be that way. And obviously she had some issues. She's got some kind of a complex, something to where she felt like she had to be number one in people's lives. The way she manipulated people and faked these stories about people, and it just got progressively worse and worse. It just felt like she had to be number one. She had to be the center of attention. So I felt a little sorry for her, but at the same time, she created all these messes and she was kind of a monster. So I felt much worse for her victims than I did for her. But I did feel a little sympathy that obviously something was wrong with her, and her parents just fed into that. They just made her feel worse as a child. So I would love to hear what you thought of Amy's character kind of as a whole, because she was really, really an interesting character. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I can't wait to discuss this with you, and I will be back with one more question, and I will also be announcing the book that we will be reading. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in just a minute.